All right, guys, morning. We got our board briefing for Thursday, October 29th. Warm up, alternating EMOM. Minute one, we're gonna do 40 seconds of work. So we're gonna do 20 seconds of plank hip taps, followed by 20 seconds of plank up downs, right? The other minute, we're gonna do 20 seconds of Bulgarian split squats, followed by 20 seconds of a goblet squat hold. Next thing we got push it up, all right? We got 10 and 10 seated dumbbell strict press. So that's gonna be 10 on one arm, 10 on the other arm. Followed by 3 tempo pike push-ups, okay, at a tempo of 2-1 x 2. We'll go through that when we do the rewind here, okay? And then our workout, upper body pump day, okay? We have 4 time pump and jump, 50 up down, so no push-up burpee, no jumping, just going up and down as quickly as possible, right? Followed by 50 push-ups, followed by 50 up downs again, okay? So upper body dominant movements today, gonna be a fun one. So let's go back and break down some of the warm-up, the strength portion and the workout. So for today in the warm-up, plank hip taps. If we're not able to do plank hip taps in a good manner, as in keeping our core tight or sort of not being able to support through the shoulder, we can go back to shoulder taps, right? Instead of hip taps. If that fails, we can do a 20-second high plank, and all a high plank is a plank from your hands. If that fails, we have a wrist problem, we can do 20 seconds of a low plank, which is a plank from your forearms, okay? Plank up downs, we're just shifting from the low plank position to the high plank position, trying to keep our torso and hips nice and stable without wobbling too much around. Sometimes you'll find that if you widen your feet out just a little bit, this will help stabilize you a little bit more. But we don't want the feet to turn or widen out excessively. So maybe a little bit wider than hip width is great. If we're going like shoulder width, we're sort of defeating the purpose of shoulder stability and core stability, right? So keep the feet kind of narrowish and work in that position. Bulgarian split squats today, we can do a body weight, or we can use the object that we have. Maybe it's a kettlebell, maybe it's a dumbbell. They're a little bit harder with a kettlebell or a heavy dumbbell, especially one-sided. Generally, like to see one on each side, but if you want to challenge yourself, go ahead and experiment holding a single arm dumbbell while doing Bulgarian split squats. Very challenging, okay? And then we have 20-second goblet squat hold. So we're gonna sit in the bottom, good postural drill for helping us later, all right? Good technique work on the squat. So if we look here, these two movements, we're looking for great posture. Chest up, nice vertical chest, sitting down into a squat, Bulgarian split squat, sitting down into a good lunge, right? And here, for the two plank movements, we're looking for a lot of core and shoulder stability through these two movements. So well blended together movements for a warm-up. Let's start talking about our press it up, all right? So we want to have a seat on the ground, the legs stretched out in front of us for the seated dumbbell press. And we want to sit up nice and tall, basically on our sit bones, right? So we're not leaning back at all when we're trying to press the object up in the air. We want good straight lines, a nice vertical press. Now, and here lies the problem. We might have a dumbbell that's too heavy to strict press. So in that case, you want to get some upper body pressing in. We can do push press, okay, in the standing position. What we're looking for today is a good lockout position. So even a good pause at the top, holding that dumbbell or kettlebell there for a split second, making sure we got a good lockout, okay? Other alternatives are to sit in an actual chair, something that's stable though. We won't want to sit on the couch, because as you start pressing, you're going to sink down into that couch, right? An unpadded chair would be good, like a stool or a bench or something like that. Another alternative would be to do a half kneeling strict press. So we're going to plant our knee down on the ground in a good 90-90 lunge, right leg in a 90-degree angle, left leg in a 90-degree angle, and whatever leg is down or knee is down, you'll use that same arm to press, okay? This will allow you to secure yourself to the ground, right? Tempo pike push-ups. I like to see the pike push-up done from the toes, right? For those of us who have that strength and technique available to us, right? And we're gonna work 2 seconds down, 1 second hold, explode up, and a 2-second hold at the top, you know, tucking our chin, pushing back through our shoulders, emulating a handstand push-up per se, okay? Really focus on keeping those elbows in tight, nice and close to our body. As we're reaching forward of our hands, gently kissing our forehead on the ground. Obviously, don't want to smash our heads into the ground. That's not the name of the game here. It's all about control and stability. All right? Have fun with this one. This one's going to really develop some upper body strength here. Pump and jump. We got 50 up downs, 50 push-ups, 50 up downs, lots of upper body pressing in a certain plane, push-up plane, right? So if this workout's going to be too much for you, we can do a number of things, right? Here lies the crux for the most part. If we're not able to do 50 push-ups RX, maybe it's 50 push-ups onto an elevated surface. Side of the couch, that generally works pretty good, or a nice secure area like a bench pushed against the wall or a chair pushed against the wall. Raising the floor up a little bit and allowing us a little more volume, okay? If the volume altogether is gonna be too much, maybe we knock the reps down, right? I'd rather see you scale first the movement and then second the number of repetitions, right? So maybe it's not 50, 50, 50, maybe it's 40, 40, 40, or even 30, 30, 30, okay? Let's keep the technique and the reps really high quality on this. Sometimes push-ups can get a little bit sloppy. Let's make sure our quads, before we press out of that push-up, our quads come off the floor, right? And if we're doing repetition after repetition, let's keep those quads off the floor. Because generally what happens is we set our quads down, our upper and our lower back relax, and we end up doing a little bit of a worm push-up. And we don't want to do really worm push-ups, okay? Another alternative for push-ups can be push-up from the knees. Just make sure you're getting your money maker out of the way, or you'll hit that on the ground. Keep those elbows nice and in tight, either version, all right? So great setup today. Have some fun. Go get it. Crush it.